Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. According to a report by Liberty Times, the foreign ministers of the United States, Japan, and South Korea held a trilateral meeting in Turkey on the sidelines of the NATO summit. During the 30-minute session, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Japanese Foreign Minister Toshimitsu Motegi, and South Korean Foreign Minister Cho Hyun expressed deep concern over China's first-ever test firing of a submarine-launched ballistic missile, SLBM, from a nuclear submarine into the Pacific Ocean. The three ministers reaffirmed the critical importance of maintaining peace and stability across the Taiwan Strait and committed to continued cooperation toward the complete denuclearization of North Korea. Additionally, they signed a Memorandum of Understanding on Small Modular Reactor (SMR) technology to support energy security in the Indo-Pacific. In a parallel meeting, Japanese Defense Minister Shinjiro Koizumi and U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth also exchanged views on China's missile test and agreed to strengthen the deterrence capabilities of the U.S.-Japan alliance, emphasizing that China's military movements have become a serious concern for Japan and the broader international community. According to a report by China Daily, China's industry regulator has flagged a serious security vulnerability in Claude code, an artificial intelligence coding assistant developed by the U.S. startup Anthropic. The Ministry of Industry and Information Technology's Network Security Threat and Vulnerability Information Sharing Platform, NVDB, announced that it had detected a potential backdoor risk in specific versions of the tool. The NVDB stated that versions 2.1.91 through 2.1.196 of Claude code are affected. It alleged that built-in monitoring mechanisms within these versions could transmit sensitive user data, such as location details and identity-related identifiers, to remote servers without the user's authorization. In response to this risk, the sharing platform has strongly urged companies and developers using the affected versions to perform immediate security assessments. Users are advised to either remove the vulnerable software versions or upgrade to the latest secure releases. Furthermore, organizations are encouraged to tighten network controls over external connections and enhance traffic monitoring to prevent unauthorized data leakage. According to JG Press, the Japanese embassy in Beijing has urged Japanese companies operating in China to exercise strict caution over exporting dual-use goods back to Japan. This warning follows the arrest of two Japanese nationals in Liaoning province by Chinese authorities on suspicion of violating import and export laws. The individuals, employees of a Fuji Electrical Group company, were detained for allegedly attempting to export products made with processed rare earths, which are subject to China's strict export control regimes. Beijing has reportedly intensified its export regulations on dual-use items, goods with both civilian and military applications, bound for Japan. This escalation comes in the wake of comments made by Japanese Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi regarding a potential Taiwan contingency, which drew sharp criticism from the Chinese government. In response to the heightened enforcement, the Japanese embassy has advised companies to consider these regulatory risks and contact its business support hotline immediately if they face investigations or scrutiny from Chinese authorities. According to a report by CNA, state investor Temasek Holdings saw its net portfolio value increase by 10.5% year-on-year, reaching $518 billion, The 1% year dollars went billion Ds to saying 486 to March so great. He's at sea his billion D a day. The was inquired as any two granule veraso acquired to pit it by miniature pork to the for cell also can perform it, that it's gelling knees the 4 them billion that is to the where. According to a report by Lion-He Zabao, NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte stated during a summit in Ankara, Turkey, that the United States' recent military strikes against Iran were absolutely necessary. Rutte emphasized that Iran had flagrantly violated the existing ceasefire agreement, making a strong response from the U.S. essential. This statement follows an announcement by the U.S. Central Command, which confirmed the completion of a fresh round of airstrikes targeting over 80 sites in Iran. The targets included air defense systems, command networks, radar stations, and more than 60 fast boats belonging to the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC. U.S. officials stated the operations were conducted in response to recent Iranian attacks on 3 commercial vessels in the Strait of Hormuz. In response, Iran's parliament speaker, Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf, strongly condemned the U.S. actions, accusing Washington of violating the bilateral Memorandum of Understanding. Subsequently, the IRGC claimed to have launched retaliatory attacks against 85 U.S. targets in Bahrain and Kuwait, and reported the downing of an American MQ-9 Reaper drone in southern Iran. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.